it, because still in my mind I was in denial that I was kind of pregnant, to be honest, a little bit. I was thinking maybe I'll just go home, maybe I'm not pregnant, but no, sure enough, she saw it right away and was like, yep, there it is, I see it. And I was like, how far along am I? And she said probably about 9 or 10 weeks. And that was what I had assumed. The math was right. I asked her without hesitating, because I'm ridiculous, if I could see the ultrasound. And she paused for a minute, and I'll never forget this look. She paused, looked down, kind of shrugged, and then pointed it and said, "This is him." And a lot of people have been saying, oh, it was a boy because she gendered it. But I think she really was just kind of, instead of saying this is it, this is him. I don't think it was really a boy, because at 10 weeks you can't tell in a standard ultrasound machine if it's like, it's parts. So no, I don't think that meant she was telling me the gender. Anyway, she said that's him, and I saw it, and it was small, but it had little hands and legs, and it was moving a bit, and that was really unsettling. But I was firm in my mind of what I wanted to do. And I was like, okay. And I asked, I was like, I want a picture at the end, and she reluctantly agreed to give me one. So that was cool. But she was a bitch, to be honest. She just had no compassion, and yeah, there was not a lot of compassion at the clinic. But then again, I mean, it's what they do, and they did what I asked them to do, so yeah. Let's see. So it was around 9:30. I pulled my pants back up. They took a picture of it so the doctor could see where my baby was positioned, and I went into the next room and I put on my hospital gown, and there was this horrible country song playing, and it was really, really horribly unsettling because I hate country music, and it was not a very good pre-abortion song. So anyways, Dr. Stutz comes in, the famous Dr. Stutz, and he's talking about American Idol with the nurse, and they're like, have you watched American Idol? I was like, no, obviously I had other things on my mind the night before. And they were like, oh, and they were talking about it. The doctor came over to me, and he told me to make a fist. And I made a fist, and they found a vein. And they told me I was getting anesthesia, and I'd feel a bit loopy. And I did. They gave me the shot. They found the vein immediately, and I was like, it was like fentanyl and a mix of something else. And I was just like, oh, it felt really like I was very high. And then they gave me a shot in my cervix, and they put my legs up, and I didn't feel anything at that point. I didn't feel a shot in my cervix. They dilated me a bit, and they put a specula or something like that, and they put it up there, and then they put the tube inside of you. And I don't remember, I mean, it's still really blurry because I was on a lot of drugs, but they, I didn't hear any sound of a vacuum. It was a silent thing, I'm pretty sure. New technology. But, for about 5 minutes, it was the worst pain in my life. I won't lie to you. Horrible pain. But if you're thinking of having an abortion, don't be put off by me saying that. Compared to childbirth, I'm sure it was nothing. But, I had never had a surgery before, so it was really fucking painful. They put the tube in and just, vacuumed me out for about 5 minutes. And, they do it until the jar is full. Really gross, I know, sorry. Of everything. And then they say, okay. And the nurse, he gives like the nurse a sign or whatever, and she says, all right, you're done. I was like crying. My legs were shaking. They had to get another nurse to put my legs down. I wasn't resisting anything. It was just really intense, and I have RLS, restless leg syndrome, so I was freaking out. Anyways, it was horrible pain. It felt like my worst period, cramps times like 10. And it was done within 5 minutes. And I put my clothes back on, and I was shaking. And I went to the recovery room, and my mom was there waiting, and my boyfriend, and there was another girl in there who was about 15, and she had her parents there, and we were all just kind of like drinking Sprite and eating crackers and like heating pad, and we sat in there for about 20 minutes. They gave me a pad for my panties, and I was out of there. I got my ultrasound picture. All in all, you know, they gave me antibiotics, pain meds, all that good stuff. But all in all, the compassion in that clinic was really, really out of zero. The nurse was super nice, but no, at no point, no one asked me how I felt about the abortion. There was no pre-counseling, and in the papers it said there'd be pre-counseling. And in other abortion stories I've read, there's always pre-counseling where they talk to you for 5 minutes at least about your decision and if you're sure. I got none of that. It was very rushed. You know, I definitely felt like another name on their list, but then again, at the end of the day, I think I was another name on their list, so I can't complain. They did what I wanted. Yeah, I do feel like it was a girl just because I have that instinct, and that does make me sad. But other than that, I don't feel any regret at all. So, yeah. I sleep really well at night, and that was the right thing to do. You know, yeah, there are some nights, and you know, there are some nights where I stay up and I think about my boyfriend at the time, or my ex-boyfriend now, whatever, and maybe what the baby would have been like, or what she might have been, and that is kind of sad. But in the end, she'll always be in my heart, and it was the right decision. And I think abortion helps women. It doesn't hurt women at all. So don't listen to them, the pro-lifers, because they have no idea what they're talking about. It's your life and it's your body. So, you know, I'm telling my story for women. It's always good to have an open dialogue about abortion. And you know what? I think it's time to move on to something else. But if you are deciding to have an abortion, or if you've had an abortion, I'm so down to talk about it because I think it's super important to talk about it. Bottom line is, I sleep great at night. I don't regret it. And yeah, it was a pivotal moment in my life, but it doesn't define me. And I don't feel like a monster. And I don't have much guilt. But like I said, sometimes yes. Sometimes I feel like I'm dragging. But 90% I'm totally fine. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on how I'm doing, and an open invitation if any women or even men who've been through it want to speak or talk about it. I think that would be great. So send me a message. And like I said, I think it's time to move on from it. And I've got a ton of projects lined up for the spring. Of course, The Hound will be coming out pretty soon, I think. And another poetry night kind of thing I'm trying to start up is called If You Have the Guts. And I'll be making a video about that pretty soon. Yeah, lots of new fun things. And tomorrow I'm doing Wolfpack Week, which is a broadcast of stories around campus. And I'll be talking more about my story. And yeah, I just wanted to do a video. So thank you guys for watching. And if you have any questions, Facebook or email. All right, thanks.